Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Episode number 426. Drink It Till You podcast, the only podcast that lasts until the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. I am drinking this week my 100 proof rum. It's either, I never look at the label every time I pull it out. It's either Sailor Jerry or it's Captain Morgan. I'm leaning toward Captain Morgan. It's probably Captain Morgan. I think that's what I remember on the label. But either way, 100 proof rum mixed with my Coke, rum and Coke, very basic, but very delicious. It's kind of weird when I took my first drink before I started the episode. It really reminded me of when I was making the spiked eggnog. Just the flavor of the rum is like kind of took me back, and I guess the sweetness of the Coke. And it kind of made me want to make them again. I don't have the ingredients, but that's going to be on the list coming up soon. Who says you can't have spiked eggnog during summer? Nobody. You can do that, right? No problem. It does the same thing. I mean, now I will say, probably indoors would be my recommendation to drink a spiked eggnog, since it is kind of thick. It is milky. If you're at a festival or something, or you're outdoors for a long time, or sitting on a patio, yeah, I definitely would not recommend it, especially in Texas, especially during the summer. That's what an ice cold beer is for. You know what I mean? Refreshing. I get a little buzz going. Anyways, that's what I'm drinking for this episode. If you got, I'm drinking. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. As you probably heard, I have the race going in the background. Hopefully I turned it down before they said anything, so I don't get in copyright trouble. Can they get you in copyright trouble if you hear engines rumbling? I don't think so. You can't tell whose engine it is. They're all rumbling, right? My guy, Christopher Bell, where is he? Top 10. I don't see him in the top 10. There's 31 through 37. I have kind of been scoreboard watching before I had a chance to there he is. He's 14th place, which, yeah, scoreboard watching, he's kind of hovered around that same place from what I can tell all race. Now, I didn't have, I wasn't scoreboard watching like every second of the race. It's just seemed like the few times I looked at it, he's always like in 15th, so that's not good. We need points. Blaney's kicking ass. Where's my other guy? Where's Bowman? Bowman's not even top 20. Blaney's doing his thing. Blaney's in 5th place. Is Bowman out? I actually really don't see his name. I see McDowell. I guess, unless I missed it, I guess Bowman's out. What happened to him? I don't know. We'll have to go back and look at a replay. So anyways, a huge sports weekend this weekend. BKFC Friday night, UFC Saturday night, hockey. And it only took me half a season to finally tune in. I finally caught my first Detroit Pistons game the other night. And, I've been looking at the standings. I pretty much look at them every day just to see where everybody's at. If, I know the Pistons are first place in the East. And my Oklahoma City Thunder, my new adopted team, Oklahoma City Thunder, first place in the West. I've caught a couple of Oklahoma City Thunder games this season, and I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's Gallegos or something like that, but it's basically a hyphenated last name. For the Oklahoma City Thunder. And, dude, that guy, every time I watch the game, I wish I knew his name. Every time I watch the game, he's just going off, dude. He can't be stopped. He's ridiculous. Let me find his name so I can kind of give you some frame of reference of who the hell I'm talking about. Who's on the team? Stay in browser. Why does it always do that? Thunder. These are the top players. No? Williams? Yeah, I don't know his name. There he is. Is that the guy? No, that's Williams. Okay, I guess Williams is out. But either way, it was every OKC game I've caught like 3 OKC games this season. And every single one has been great. I think I've seen them win every single one so far, which makes sense. They are the top team. They're super hard to beat. But I am happy I did finally catch a Detroit Pistons game. And I believe they were playing the Golden State Warriors the other night. And, dude, I didn't realize, like, you see first place when you look up the standings, and you're like, okay, they're playing good. But that doesn't give you much, like, definition as to what they're doing to play so good until I watched the game. And, dude, their defense is ridiculous, man. There was one point in time, this is maybe a slight exaggeration, but it was close. But there was one point in time, it was like in the third quarter, and they're like damn near 30 points ahead. Like, not only can they score, obviously you have to be able to score to, win games like that. You're pushing 3 digits easily every game. But, you have to be able to hold them off the scoreboard, which, with the games I've watched Oklahoma City play, I'm like, yeah, they're a good offensive team. You just can't. They're three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer. But it wasn't a noticeable, like, defensive. It's like, yeah, sure, Oklahoma City Thunder scored 130 points, but they also got 115 scored on it. You know what I mean? So it's like... and the final tells a different story, obviously, than the middle half of the game. But it was noticeably different watching the Detroit Pistons play. Like, their defense is just... I didn't realize that's their thing. That's how they operate. That's how they're so dominant this season. And not only that, but they can do the same as Oklahoma City, and they can put the ball in the bucket, you know what I mean? So they're doing it on both levels. I would give, just in a matchup, just a single game, maybe not a playoff series, but in a single game, I would give the edge to the Pistons just for the fact that their defense was so stellar. I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding. It was like 30-point difference at one point in the game, it felt like. It was close to 30 points. If not 30, it was very, very close to 30 points. They were ahead. So it's like not only are they just continued to score throughout the entire game, but in the third quarter specifically, what I noticed in that game was the push to play harder defense and get the ball back and keep extending the lead. And dude, that kind of strategy, I mean, I'm not sure how many young guys, I'm very casual with the NBA, but I'm not sure how many young guys they have, and, young guys just meaning a little more inexperience. But yeah, dude, I mean, I'm kind of, after that game, I was blown away. I'm like, who's going to beat them? And like I said, the only thing that, like the Orlando Magic a couple of seasons ago, which is a team that nobody ever talks about, but they had such a great run a couple of seasons back. But the problem being, they have younger guys. Therefore, the experience comes into play. You know what I mean? Like, it just does. So they, obviously you didn't hear about the Orlando Magic winning the championship because they didn't. But they just had younger guys. So that's kind of what I'm alluding to with the Pistons. I don't know if they have younger guys. It could be a rough postseason. If they have some experienced guys, and I mean, if they have a good mix, I guess is what I'm trying to say, their chances are pretty damn great. Like, as they say, defense wins championships. And like I said, I'm a casual fan. It's not like I don't know how basketball works. Obviously, I mean, just on a base level, it doesn't take a genius to figure out the Pistons keep scoring and they won't let the other team score. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have huge basketball IQ to recognize that. And that's absolutely what I recognized. And it was great. It was an awesome game. I'm back into basketball all of a sudden. Whereas I would look at the NBA schedule, I always look at the standings, but would maybe look at the schedule once, twice a week. I'm now checking it with my hockey schedule because I'm trying to, and I'm not going to watch the Orlando Magic versus the Charlotte Hornets, I'm not going to watch that matchup. It's just not going to happen. Now that you built Orlando up, Chris, now trash them and tell them how much you're not going to watch them because they suck. It's not that. It's just like, you want to see the highest level of the sport being played. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. I want number one versus number one. I want to see who comes out on top, which strategy wins. But yeah, dude, it's created a little spark. I will say that much. It's created a little spark that's really kind of got my interest, piqued my interest as far as watching NBA basketball. So that's a good sign. And I think it would have been different if it was Golden State dominating again. If it was, I don't know, name a team who always does it. You know what I mean? The Boston Celtics, the LA Lakers. If it's any of those teams at the top, I'm probably not watching as much this season. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that I did switch over to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I watched them, the very first year I became a fan, like they're my number one team. They win the championship. How convenient, huh? But I've talked about this many times before, dude. Going back to the Oklahoma City Thunder's inception, like I've liked their team when they had the Westbrook, Harden. What was the other guys? Durant. Yeah, dude. That and actually back in the day when they first became a franchise, they damn near won the whole thing. I remember those teams. Those first 4 or 5 seasons of that team were like, whoa, dude, like they're going to do something. And, just a few years later, they win their first NBA championship. Super happy for them. Super happy for me that I jumped on the bandwagon at the appropriate time. I didn't want to, though. Let me just say that. I wasn't looking for a new team to jump on the bandwagon of, just so you're aware. I was and always had been a Dallas Mavericks fan. They fumbled my fandom, so to speak, which doesn't, I'm not trying to say, they're going to lose so much money because I'm not a fan. No, that's not what I'm saying. They're not. They're going to lose, I don't know, $0 to $100 that I might have spent on maybe a hat or, whatever, some shorts, some basketball shorts with the Mavericks logo on it. But, they did the whole thing with Luka. Very unhappy. Not only that, I mean, it's more to it than that. I mean, they started trying to sue my Dallas Stars. It's like, that was kind of the breaking point. Not only did they trade Luka, but now you're going after a team that's been here and been contributing to Dallas sports. Not only that, but has won a championship in their first 6 years. Yeah, I don't like that. That's... And I've said this a million times, it baffles me, dude. It baffles me that Mark Cuban, for so many damn years, worked hard to build this culture around these Dallas Mavericks. Worked so hard to build this culture. Worked so hard to make it a family environment to where it wasn't just adults that wanted to come see. It was, kids wanted to come watch because you made it family friendly. This Mav fan for life, MFFL. We all bought into that shit, man. And just for a few years later for him to not be a majority shareholder anymore for the team, and then the people that come in just start changing shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're tanking the team, essentially, it felt like. That's kind of a brief rundown of why I switched to the Oklahoma City Thunder, even though I have liked them since they came out. They just weren't ever my number one team until now. So, Yeah, I'm sitting pretty in the NBA. Not only that, but um, I do like the Pistons too. I love the Detroit Tigers baseball. I like the Pistons, Red Wings. Depends on the day. I respect the Detroit Red Wings, but I remember those battles in Dallas, and it was always the Red Wings, dude. I mean, we would watch the Ducks when they came into town. We would watch, and every team kind of had their level of rivalry with us. I felt like obviously the Oilers, yeah, huge rival. Colorado Avalanche, obviously huge rival. Adam Foote is a name that will live in my brain forever, just for the fact that every time we played him when I was a kid, he was either pissing our guys off, or there was the rare occasion he would score the go-ahead goal or the game-winning goal. And it's like the guy you least expect, because he was I saw him as a goon more than a skilled Mike Modano, you know what I mean? But yeah, he would still put the puck in the net, which would piss me off even more, because I already don't like this guy. I already know he's going to give my team a hard time. Or what about the Edmonton Oilers, Smythe or Smith? It's spelled with a Y, so I say Smythe. Oh my God, that guy just drove me up a damn wall every time we play. He's just that irritant. And I know we had our guys too. There's probably people in Edmonton that watched in the 90s that fucking hated every Dallas Star, or, people in Colorado. I mean, Colorado Avalanche fans still hate the Dallas Stars, you know what I mean? So, for the most part, I've never heard one single Colorado Avalanche fan be like, you know what? Those Dallas Stars, they keep beating us, but they are tough. They are a good team. That just doesn't happen. They're like, fuck the Dallas Stars, pieces of shit. So yeah, lots of great memories there. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm actually kind of picking up basketball, and it feels exciting. Like I said, if it was the same teams over and over, I would be out. But it's not. It's some newer teams here. Different teams. Let me just say, Detroit Pistons aren't new. They're just some different teams at the top, which is much needed. You don't want the same teams just winning it. What if the Yankees won every championship for the next 10 years? Would you watch baseball anymore? I know I wouldn't, because that doesn't feel like competition. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see someone new. And on top, just take it to the NHL, for example. The Panthers have won the championship 2 years in a row. And it's like, I also want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I don't want them to win 2 seasons in a row, but the fact that they did is epic. Yeah, I can't deny that. I would never be like, oh, that's okay, they're all right. No, they're fucking awesome. That's why they keep winning. So anyway, let's take another drink. Cheers, everybody. I got to tell you, Blaney's hanging in this race. He's up in third place now, right below Keselowski and Reddick. Is Reddick going to win another damn race? That's the 23XI team. That's Michael Jordan's team, and they've won 3 races already this season. And Reddick is in first place currently with 6 laps to go. Yay! I wonder who's going to win this one. And look into that team. What are they doing? They're doing something fishy. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. They're doing something fishy. How are they able to win this many races? I mean, he hasn't won it yet, but let's see. He's almost a full second ahead of the second place car, which, I mean, doesn't sound like a lot, but when they're going this fast, that's a lot. That's a pretty. Blaney up to second now. Blaney's gonna catch his ass. I can see it. No, Blaney down to third. Damn it. It's a good race, from what I've seen. So, anyways, Friday night BKFC. I watched a little bit of that. I couldn't tell you who won, who lost, but I can tell you that there was bloodshed, as you could imagine. That I've said this before, dude. That having bare knuckles almost in a way works against them because I mean, you're limited on what you can do to fix somebody's split face. You can't really do much. You're not going to give them stitches right there so they can keep fighting. I mean, if they get hit in it again, it's going to bust open, so it wouldn't matter. It'd be a waste of time. But yeah, it kind of works against them because you could have a guy who's still like willing to fight and he still has the drive, but he's got a bad enough gash, the doctor calls it off. So yeah, that was fun Friday night. That was a good starter. No Zuffa boxing this weekend. Tons of hockey. My Dallas Stars played last night. They lose in overtime in Minnesota. And yeah, we still get a point. We're still ahead of Minnesota. I would prefer to have the 2 points, but they're playing again here in a little bit. Tonight's at home against Vegas, which is going to be a great game. I'm definitely going to watch that one. The Buffalo Sabres, dude, they keep rolling. I watch the Buffalo Sabres just about every single night that they're on. And they look so damn good. I almost didn't even want to talk about it. Like when thinking about making this episode, I was almost like, I just don't even want to keep saying how good they look because I feel like it's going to jinx them at some point. You know what I mean? Like they look awesome. I've never seen them look this awesome. They are the top in I guess the year they met us in the Dallas in the Stanley Cup, they were obviously a good team. Fucking Reddick again. Reddick, Keselowski, Blaney, Hocevar, Cindric, Gibbs, Suarez, Byron, Boucher, Briscoe. Dude. Inspect that guy. Inspect their team. What's going on? That's 4 wins already in this early NASCAR season. That's kind of crazy, dude. I thought it was crazy last season when Christopher Bell won 3 races in a row. But this is wild. Reddick just can't be stopped. They got a good thing going, man. They're winning races this season. They are the top team so far. I mean, how can you dispute that? That's crazy. So anyways, Stars playing here in a little bit. We need 2 points tonight. We can't deal with just a single. Even though we would if we had to, but it's just too tight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even saying that from the perspective of like, oh, we got to get first place. We got to win the President's Trophy. I don't give a shit about the President's Trophy. All I give a shit is about not falling behind. You know what I mean? And in our division, it is so easy to fall behind. And yeah, back to the Buffalo Sabres. They just keep increasing their lead. The other day I looked, I think they were 4 points ahead of the Lightning, who are chasing them. And they have played like 2 more games the last I looked than the Lightning. But even if the Lightning won their next 2 games and the Sabres didn't play, the Lightning still wouldn't catch them. They would have to, like mathematically, it's to the point to where they'd have to win 3 games to catch them. And that would put them 1 game over the Sabres, which is, in the Sabres' favor. So anyways, with the Sabres running away, I want them to run away with the division. I want them to be able to have a few stumbles, have a few hiccups before the playoffs start, get them out of the way. And, yeah, I mean, damn, they just look good, dude. They look really, really good. Columbus is hanging in there. That's another team I'm watching. The Flyers, they're hanging in there. I mean, Flyers seem like they're dwindling a little bit here at this point in the season, but yeah, dude, it's about to be what I call the best time of the year. Baseball's going to start up, regular season. Hockey's going to be late in the season. NBA is going to be late in the season. As much as I don't watch basketball on a regular basis, or I haven't over the past couple of years, I will absolutely tune into any NBA playoff game. I mean, it's just a different level, even if it's a first seed versus 8 seed, these are the, cream of the crop. So, damn it, Bell. 19th place. That's not doing us any good. What happened today? Oval track, it looked like for the most part. Well, maybe not completely perfectly oval. I'd have to look into the track, but yeah, damn. Reddick again. That's wild, dude. It's wild. I don't. How do you stop him? Reddick drives a Toyota, I believe. I'm pretty positive that's a Toyota. The Toyotas are just, he's got it on his jacket there. Toyotas are hard to beat, man. Like, my love for Toyota has grown from watching NASCAR. Like, I like Chevy, I like Ford, I like Dodge, even though Dodge isn't in it. But yeah, the Toyotas are just, they just build their shit different, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, in a good way. Not to say Chevy's bad, not to say Ford's bad. They've been around a long time doing the same thing, but yeah, it's just like, it feels like Toyota is just maybe a little more innovative. I can't explain it. Like, even driving on the road, dude, like, you see a Camry, and, I'm not one to, like, go out and race anybody, but, like, I'm going a steady speed, and the Camrys on the road will just blow by me like nothing. Like, I'm not even moving, and like, dude, what are they putting in those engines? Like, they've got something figured out, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like, just to be doing this well as a car brand in something as established as NASCAR is, like, fucking incredible, man. Like, what are they doing over there? I don't know. They got to figure it out. They're doing something right. I mean, even Christopher Bell's car, when he's having a good race, you can see, like, he can gain ground on someone so quickly. It's unbelievable. I would totally buy a Toyota car if it wasn't so... I mean, they know what it's worth. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to let you get that car and spend $23,000. You know what I mean? Like, you're spending $30,000 at least. They know what they have, So, anyway... what else? UFC, and I must say this, you guys have probably heard me talk about MVP Michael Venom Page before. He's honestly one of my favorite fighters right now, currently. I just love his, like, in and out style, point karate style, but it translates to the UFC so well. If you're that fast and you're used to jumping in, getting a point, and jumping out before the guy can hit you, imagine if you're not just tapping the guy anymore. Imagine if you're putting power behind it, which he does. And MVP had a fight on this last UFC card, and I was kind of shocked. He didn't look great. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of Alex Pereira when he fought and lost. What's that guy's name? I can picture his face. But yeah, Pereira was hurt. He lost that fight. We didn't know he was hurt until after the fight. And was like, oh shit, he was hurt. That's not good. And then the next fight, Pereira comes out and just marches the dude down and finishes him like pretty damn quickly. But it kind of reminded me of that. Like, Michael Venom Page reminded me this fight of when Pereira was hurt and he lost the fight. Now, Michael Venom Page won the fight by decision, but he didn't look great. I mean, honestly, with everything I watched, he was the most boring fight of the night. And that's coming from a fan. You know what I mean? Like, I love this guy and his style. And I watch his interviews and stuff, but he was in my opinion, I mean, maybe you can tell me, you can point to one that was worse. Write me a drinkuntilyoupodcast@gmail.com, but for my money, the fights that I saw, the MVP fight was just terrible. It was terrible, slow moving. It was like MVP was almost, I don't want to say scared. I know he wasn't scared, but he was so timid to throw his punch, to throw his specific combination. His jump in with the jab, and here comes the right down the pipeline. That combination with that kind of speed that he has is huge, but it just didn't. I mean, I guess credit maybe to the other guy who he fought, who helped like not let him land those kind of things. It just didn't seem right to me, and especially with the hype when MVP was coming out, I turned everything else off. I'm like, yeah, he looks hyped, he's ready to go, he's gonna kick some ass, and then it was just like round one was like, is he gonna hit him? Like, I don't know, it just felt weird. So, I don't know. Maybe MVP's fighting some kind of injury. He still won the fight, luckily for him. Or good on him for winning the fight still. But, yeah, he just didn't look as... He looked, just too timid to explode like he normally does. But, yeah, man, it was. Otherwise, it was a really good event. I enjoyed it, but I was kind of shocked, like I said, that MVP was the fight I liked the least, especially with liking him so much. But it is what it is. I'll definitely be watching next time. Hopefully, next time I'll be like, okay, he had to be hurt last time because he looks completely different. You know what I mean? I don't know, but we'll see. Anyways, I think I've been yakking for long enough this week. I gotta do some preparation for some YouTube shorts coming up this week. Be sure to check out my YouTube page, Drink Until You Podcast. I got some good stuff coming up this week. I'm excited to actually make it and put it out. So I got some bonus episodes or some bonus content coming up. So you don't have to pay for it. It's all free. I never charge anybody for anything. I don't care. I don't do any of this to make money. You know what I mean? Like, I do this shit for the fun of it, and I love it. Once you start making money doing this kind of thing, like, it kills the fun. You know what I mean? It really just does, because then someone's depending on you, and you have to read this advertisement this way, and it's just like things you have to do instead of things you want to do. So, anyways, go check out my YouTube page. I do have some fun stuff dropping this week. One of the things being the 9-year anniversary of a specific event. But yeah, just check me out over there. Join in some of the fun. If you play any of the games that I play, hit me up, add me. We'll play. I'm still looking for people to play Diablo with. Rocket League, dude, I've amassed so many friends on that for playing it for so long that that's not an issue. Red Dead Online, I've kind of got the itch lately to start playing some Red Dead Online, even though I'm absolutely dog shit at it, and I will admit it, no problem. I'm terrible. First-person shooter games, unless it's NPCs, I am horrible at. I can't do it. I don't know why. I mean, and it's like I don't want to sit down and practice it. I don't care that much. You know what I mean? I'd rather be bad at it because at least at that point it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the kind of player that will find a place that he thinks he can hide the entire round before time expires, and I'll still end up getting killed. And I'll respawn and run back to that spot thinking, no one. Maybe that was just a coincidence. Someone just happened. Nope. I mean, the people that play these games know these maps so fucking well. It's ridiculous. I bet they know these maps better than they know their own town. You know what I mean? And that actually makes sense because you don't ever leave the fucking house. You're always playing the game. So how would you know what city you live in? What city you live in and what streets connect? You just know the Call of Duty map like the back of your hand, and no one can hide from you. Anyways, let's go ahead and have our final drink of the episode. As always, my friends, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash. Don't be too damn proud to hand over your keys. It's not worth it. It's really, really not worth it. So, anyways, this last drink is going down. Cheers, everybody. All right, that's going to do it for me. I will talk to you all next week. I love you all. Be safe out there. Bye.